Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. First of all, I would like to thank UTLC for inviting me here today to share my experience in using PBL in classroom. I think, before I go through what is PBL and all those things, I just want to share with you my journey in using PBL. But actually, my journey is not that long. It's still very, very short, and I'm sure some of you might have a longer journey in using PBL in your classroom as well. So, if I remember it correctly, in School of Accountancy, SOA, we started to embark on this project of using PBL in our teaching back in 2006, 2007. So we started with, using PBL for those courses at lower levels, such as Introduction to Accounting. So they developed materials for students in their very first year. But I was not involved in that project because at that time I was teaching forensic accounting. Forensic accounting is for students in their later semesters, more senior students. But I was very interested in PBL at that time. So even though I didn't have, I was teaching forensic accounting alone. I didn't have any other lecturers teaching together. But I started to develop some, materials for PBL for forensic accounting. So what I did was I created a case. It's a court case, and then I divide students into two groups, and basically we were having a trial in the courtroom. So we asked, we were given permission by, I think, sekolah undang-undang or something, to use their courtroom. So students were acting like judges or lawyers and expert witnesses. So it was very, very, it was fun. And students really, enjoy doing all those things rather than you sit in the classroom and listen to your lecturers. But for the following semesters, I was teaching other subjects, so I didn't have the chance to develop that materials further. And then I went to pursue my PhD, and then I came back early last year, and Dr. Zuaini is our timbalan dekan, and she is considered as the expert in PBL in SOA. So she said to me, why don't I join her in teaching company secretarial? Actually, I'm in audit unit, I'm not in FA, but since she asked me to join her, so I joined her. And the special about company secretarial is that we use PBL to deliver the materials. It's different from other courses in SOA, because in other courses they use PBL like very, very minimum. It's like only for 1 or 2 topics only. But in CSP, it's like almost 80% is covered using PBL. So just want to share with you the content for this this subject. Right, so we have 13 topics, and only topic 1 and topic 4 that we use lecture pace to deliver the materials, but the rest are all covered using PBL. And when I first started, teaching CSP last year, we were using the materials developed by previous teaching team, and I realized that the cases that they have, it's standalone cases. It's like PBL 1 is something, one company, PBL 2 is developed independently, so they are not connected. So I was thinking that it will be much more, interesting if I can come up with one big case that covers everything. So for all 3 PBLs, so I applied a research grant from I think UTLC, it's Hotel research grant, and I got it to develop the content. So we developed the content, and we already have the materials, and I've been using that materials for 2 semesters, last semester and this semester. So before I go further in sharing with you how we use those materials, I just want to briefly mention what is PBL. Right? So we've been talking about PBL. So this is my overview of presentation. I will just briefly touch on what is PBL, and then why SOA use PBL in our teaching, and then Then I will share my experience on how I develop materials for the cases, and then how we use those materials in the classroom, and then the feedback that we receive from students, and then our feedback and how we assess our students, and finally the challenges that we face in using this method. Right. So basically, PBL, they have used this like quite successfully in other, disciplines, especially in medic, nursing, engineering. They have been using this, but for accounting, we don't see much in the literature. So I'm not so sure whether people are using it, or they don't use it, or they don't have those written or research. All right. So we don't see much in accounting education. So what is PBL? PBL is an approach that challenges students to learn through engagement in real problems. See, so it's not learning is not like you listen to what people are saying, but you learn by doing. So that's PBL. They have to do. All right. So it develop both problem-solving strategies and disciplinary knowledge bases and skills by placing students in the active role of problem solvers confronted with an ill-structured situation. I will explain to you later what we mean by ill-structured, because when we develop PBL materials, we don't make it like perfect case where you give all the informations that students require. Sometimes we purposely exclude some informations because we want students to learn to ask questions. So PBL is about students engage, students need to be involved, and they need to ask questions. If they don't ask the right question, they don't get the information for them to to do the case further, and sometimes they will make mistake. Right, so that is PBL. It's basically student-centered, very student-centered. So as a lecturer, we don't really come to class and give like traditional lecture anymore. So our role is different. But it doesn't mean that I don't give lecture at all. I still give lecture. Right, so before they begin the discussing the case, I would still give them some basic knowledge or some background about the topics. Right. So this is the core model that I took from Barrow in 1996. Learning is student-centered. This is about PBL. So what is PBL? It's student-centered, and students are divided into small groups, and teachers are facilitators. And then the most important thing is the problem, the case that we develop and we give to students, because that will use as a vehicle to develop those skills that we want them to have, like problem solving skills, communication skills, questioning skills. So and then as they go through, they need more information. So that's the model that developed on PBL. Just a little bit about why SOA like encourage academics to faculty members to use PBL. We want to change the environment in our classroom. We don't want students to be passive learners. We want them to be more active. Right? We want a positive environment in our classroom, because if they are happy coming to class, then it will give them benefit that they learn better, and the benefit will also gained by academic staff as well. We are more motivated. And for accounting students, they have been emphasized. Alright, for example, if we look at the international education standard developed by International Federation of Accounting Committee, IFAC, they actually are saying that students need to have not only intellectual and technical, but other skills, professional skills, including personal, interpersonal communications. Those skills they need to have. So we think that PBL is a good tool, it's a good vehicle to give these skills to students. Right? And also, research has shown that PBL is generally effective in terms of developing the skill of questioning, teamwork, problem solving. Right? So those are some of the reasons why we choose to do PBL. That's the end of my slide. But actually, I just want to show, not to show, but to share with you on how I develop the content. developing the materials is not easy because, as I said to you, when we develop materials for students, we want it to be ill-structured. We don't want it to be perfect, that students don't have to ask questions. It's not like a case study where you give all the instruction. The way we deliver that is like, there's no instruction, but we give a situation, and from that situation, students figure out what to do. All right. I just want to share some one PBL that we have. You know, can you see? Okay, this is the instruction, but not instruction on what to do, but instruction in how students should form their group and everything, the deadline and everything. But the case itself, as I go further. So sorry, it takes quite some time. This is the rubric for teamwork, how we assess our students. We use rubric to assess students. Okay, so this is the case. We present the case in terms of a dialogue. So the case is about one holding company. It's a public listed company. They acquire a new company. So students should, pretend that they are company secretary, and how they submit documents to Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM, Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia, on this acquisition. So instead of saying that, okay, submit documents to CCM, what we give them is, we give this dialogue between I think chairman or managing director with company secretary, talking about the acquisition, and then from here students need to figure out what they need to do. But if they can understand the materials, then they would know what to do. All right. But as I said to you, actually it's not easy to develop materials because we want the material to be very close to real case. In fact, to develop this, we had interviews with corporate director, company secretary, and auditor. We used the Sotter grant to do the interviews. So we got input from them on how to do this. But when we develop the materials, we give that to students. Then we realized there's something missing in the case, which was not intended, but that actually affect how students would attempt the case. But we cannot go to students and say that, oh, there's something missing here, let me improve this. No, we just assume that this is real problem, a real case, a real situation, real world. So in real world, okay, we have problems as well. So how do we deal with that? So what we did, we gave another document. So this time, so we give this set of email. It's an email conversation between two company secretaries, because when company acquire another company, they need to have a meeting to decide on a few things. But we don't want students to go and do meetings. We want students to submit documents. So we came up with this meeting saying that, with this email saying that, okay, we've done the meeting, so now you need to update, right? And then at the end, please update Dato on the progress. So when students see this phrase, please update Dato on the progress, they know that they need to you know to present what they have done. Alright, so I would play the role of that